welcome to another video of mine. Today I'm going to do a little Christmas Q&A and Jeff may or may not sit there for the entirety of the video, we shall see. But as you see, I've got the stockings behind me and I am in my little penguin Christmas jumper and I've got my questions on my phone. Yeah. So, ooh, I put you in the wrong place. Should we get on with it? Yeah. So, question 1. When do you start getting excited for Christmas? It really depends. When I was younger, it was like the 1st of December, pretty much the first, maybe even November. We had the decoration fairies, so we used to get excited for them to come to put up all the decorations. I don't think people really want to see your bottom, Jeff. Could you have either face or nothing? Come on then. Come on. Thank you. I know. So yeah, I mean Christmas, I love Christmas, it's my favourite time of the year. Now that I'm older, I don't really know. I guess that I get patches of excitement. So me and Pete went to see the lights, so that got me quite festive. If I hear the odd song or stuff like that. We have a little Christmas market at work that can get me festive, but it doesn't stay for a long period of time now that I'm older. Probably not until about Christmas Eve now, or when I break up for work. That often makes me feel festive or excited, maybe not festive. What do you enjoy most about Christmas? So Christmas is my favourite time. Oh, where are you going, animal? No, that's really unhelpful. That's fine, you can go there. I enjoy all the time that you spend with the family. Obviously, I like getting a present, but I also really like giving them. And the food, love the food. So they're the things I probably enjoy most about Christmas. Oh, and the time off work. Do you still have an advent calendar? Yes, I do. My mum is great and still does advent calendars for me and my brother. So this year we're on Galaxy. Thanks, Mum. Do you send out Christmas cards? No, I'm rubbish. I sometimes have the intention of doing it and then I don't. I'm not sure that people my age really do send Christmas cards anymore. Again, when I was little, I used to do it for all my friends at school, and you go to the little post box and stuff and then it gets delivered round your class. But no, I don't do Christmas cards. Do you travel at Christmas or stay at home? So since being with Pete, we alternate between our families. So this year we're with his family for Christmas Day and then we're going to head to mine on Boxing Day. So we're going to be away for a little period of time. So yes, we now travel at Christmas, but we don't go anywhere exotic. We just go to our family's house. Do you decorate your house? Well, I have stockings up behind me. I want to say yes, but not really. We're not. In our flat and with Jeff, it's quite hard to decorate properly. We have a little tree and we have obviously the stockings and I have a nativity scene. So we put some stuff up, but we don't go all out there. If we ever get a house, then yes, I'm definitely decorating it. And we're going to have a big Christmas tree, aren't we, Jeff? And we're going to have all the stuff. Sorry if this looks a bit odd. Obviously he's come to sit on my lap, so you're going to just see a bit of dog ear for a little while until he moves again. When do you put up your Christmas tree? I tend to be the first weekend of December. Obviously this year the 1st of December fell on a Sunday, so we went the week after. Pete just goes along with what I say, basically. I don't think he'd be that disappointed if we didn't put anything up. But yeah, I tend to be the first weekend in December because then you get to enjoy it for longer. Comes down a few days after New Year's Eve, so I might as well get the joy out of it for a month beforehand. And real tree or fake tree? Big question. I'm all for a fake tree, to be honest. Obviously, as we only have a little one in the flat, so that's definitely fake. But again, if we ever get a house, definitely a fake tree for me. Might have to argue that one out with Pete, but fake tree for me. Do you have any Christmas Eve traditions? Not really. We used to. Because when I lived in Coventry, we used to Have I ever mentioned? My dad's a minister, a church minister, so between my dad, me and my brother, we used to pretty much do the nativity service at 5 o'clock. We'd then go carol singing for dinner and then a midnight service. Now that we don't live there, we don't really have a tradition. My mum likes to go for a meal on Christmas Eve, but it's a bit difficult for that, so I haven't really done that for a few years. So yeah, no Christmas Eve traditions really. For me and Pete, it tends to be our travel day to whichever family we're staying with, so we have to pack up the car and get over to wherever we're going. Do you open your presents on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day? Christmas Day, obviously. I'm also that person that if they get a gift from a friend that they're not spending Christmas Day with, I still put it under my tree and wait for Christmas Day. I can't open presents before the actual day. I'm like that with my birthday as well. I have to open it on my birthday. If it's after, it's fine, but if it's before, it has to wait, because I'm weird like that. I like this question. As a kid, what was the one crazy, wacky, extravagant gift you always asked for but never received? I mean, a Westie was quite often on my list. He wasn't a Christmas gift, Jeff, but you were quite often on my list. But the one that springs to my mind completely, so for a few years I asked for a balcony. I really, really wanted a balcony out my bedroom. I wanted to put fairy lights on it. I wanted to get like inflatable chairs so that when it was cold and I didn't go out there very much, I could just deflate them and keep them in my room. I had it all planned out. I was going to have this balcony, it was going to be great. I was going to sit in the sun and read my book and sunbathe on it, and yeah, I really wanted a balcony, but for some reason my parents never gave me one. I have no idea why. So one day the balcony dream might come true. Did you take part in school plays at Christmas? Yeah, I did. In nursery I played an angel and I played Mary once. Yeah, I got the big gig. My main memory of that is one of the shepherds just chucked a sheep at me. Like a big toy sheep, like the size of Jeff toy sheep that they just chucked at me. I believe there were parents in the audience that weren't happy that Mary was wearing glasses, because as a kid I still do wear glasses for close work and stuff, but yeah, I believe there were parents that didn't like the fact that Mary was wearing glasses. I don't see why that's a problem, but alas it was. Talk us through your traditional Christmas day. So again, it depends on which family we're with, but I'm obviously going to go through my family. So my mum and dad and brother are now Christmas Day. It's changed slightly now that we've got older, but I'll do it as if I was younger. I mean, we only stopped doing this 3 years ago, something like that. So when I was about 25. So I'd wake up stupidly early because I'm still a child, and still wake up at like 5 o'clock in the morning because I'm excited. I then wait until just before 7 and I get my brother out of bed and we go downstairs to make mum and dad a cup of coffee. Now that we've got Jeff, we have to walk him. When we had Charlie, we also walked him. Before that, obviously no dogs, so no walking. But yes, we make them a coffee and then we'd take that up to their bedroom so that we can sit on the end of their bed and open our stocking presents from Father Christmas. Then we'd have breakfast. We always have a cooked breakfast, which for some people is weird because Christmas has a lot of food anyway, but no, we always have a cooked breakfast because you got to remember that we're up from 7, just to keep that in mind. And then get ready, we'll go to church. Obviously my dad's got a service to do, it's still a working day for him. So we'll go to church, then when we come back, again, unlike most people who put on fancy clothes for Christmas, we then get into pyjamas and jogging bottoms and slobby clothes. That's probably when we'll have our first alcoholic drink. Mine's always a Snowball, that's always my first drink on Christmas Day. And sort of potter about for a bit. It's no rushed deal in my household. So then we might open a couple of presents from under the tree, then my dad will go and prepare a starter. We'd again just sit around, look at our presents, have a chat, listen to some music, go and eat the starter. Then we'd come back, open a few more presents from the tree, and then my dad would obviously go off and make the dinner. because my dad does all the cooking on Christmas Day. So it works like that. So we'll have a starter, open some presents, have dinner, open some presents, and then have dessert. And if there's any presents left, we'll finish opening the presents then. And the way we gift give is that one person receives their gift and then we all wait for that person to open it. And as long as they take to look at their present and want to read backs of books, my brother has a thing about the cellophane on DVDs. He has to take that off instantly, so we have to wait for him to do that. And then that's when the next person gets their gift and we go through that. So Christmas for us is a slow affair and it does last all day, which I really like, and I really like the way that we do it. Again, it's very much personal to us. Everyone else has their own traditions and their own way of doing it, but I like it. It gives you a chance to actually appreciate what you've been given and who's given it to you and things like that. And then obviously throughout the day my aunties and uncles and stuff will ring and we'll have a chat with them and thank them and this, that and the other. So that is how my household does Christmas Day. Linked to it is, what do you eat for Christmas dinner? Pete's house always has a goose, which is very nice. My family, we're a bit strange. You may have gathered that from our Christmas Day routine, but we never ever ever have turkey on Christmas Day. As I mentioned, my dad's a church minister, so he's had, by the time we get to Christmas Day, probably about 4 or 5 Christmas dinners, and none of us are that big a fan of turkey. So our main meal, we tend to go for something odd or something different. So we've had normal things like beef Wellington, but we've also had things like crocodile, camel, reindeer. I think last year, or last year would have been the last year I was with them, I think we had alpaca. So as I say, strange meals, but really good, and it's a nice way to experiment, I guess. There's no pressure on it, so if we don't like it, we don't like it. There's no pressure. There's plenty of other food around, so that's what we tend to do for Christmas. Starters and puddings vary. Again, I'm partial to a cheese starter, because I do love a bit of cheese. So I think last year we had camembert maybe, or brie, deep fried, that kind of thing with crusty bread. And then for pudding we had, I think it was a chocolate orange thing, because Pete loves chocolate orange. So my parents tend to try and cater for things that we really, really like between the three of us, and Pete, me and my brother. What's your favourite thing to eat during the Christmas holidays? Other than the actual Christmas dinner, Pringles is a big thing for me. I tend to only eat Pringles at Christmas. I guess that's just when my parents bought them. But yeah, I tend to only eat Pringles at Christmas, and now that I live with Pete, we still buy Pringles because I want Pringles on Christmas. I love the sweet things, so the Stollen, the chocolate logs and things like that. To be fair, I like eating, so cheese, big cheese fan. When I was living at home, Boxing Day was always the day that I had a triple cheese toastie, so it would be cheddar, depending on what they bought, but normally cheddar, red Leicester, sometimes quadruple, because then I'd put Edam and brie in there, that kind of thing. Indulgent. That's Christmas for me. So we're on to the favourite Christmas things. So favourite Christmas movie, Muppets Christmas Carol, hands down. That one's really, really, really easy. So yeah, definitely Muppets Christmas Carol. I think it's great. The song's great, and it's the Muppets. What can go wrong? Favourite Christmas song? I don't really know. I like to sing along to Mariah Carey and Wham, so maybe them. But then I do like carols, so no, I don't really know one song. Favourite Christmas TV? We don't really watch TV on Christmas, like Christmas Day specifically. We don't really watch it. I like seeing all the films that they've put out. As a kid particularly, it was always great because you got really good like blockbuster films that you didn't get to see at the cinema. But now the films have gone a bit downhill. But last year it was a good way for me to catch up with a lot of the animated films that I hadn't seen, like Trolls and The Croods and things. This year I am very, very excited about Gavin and Stacey, so that will probably be my favourite TV this Christmas. Do you like snow? Not particularly. I think it's pretty. I like to look at it from inside a house, but I don't like being in it because I don't like being cold. Do you wear Christmas jumpers? Case in point. I only have this one, to be fair. I sometimes wear Pete's because I'm not a big fan of the big pom-pom on this. But yeah, I like a Christmas jumper. I wouldn't mind another one at some point. Have you ever been to any pantomimes? Yeah, I used to go every year. Again, since coming to London, that's something that I don't really do because the Palladium's expensive, and yeah, no, not really anymore. But yeah, no, I used to go to a pantomime every year. Have you been to any carol concerts? Yes, I have been in many carol concerts too. Obviously, I play the flute, or you might not know that. So I play the flute, so obviously at school there was different carol concerts that you were supposed to be in if you were part of the music department. Church is a fairly big part of my childhood, so there was always candlelight services and stuff. I'm thinking about going to one just on my own later in the month, just down the road in a church here, but I haven't fully decided if I'm going to do that, because I do like to have a church service in Christmas, and Pete's family aren't particularly religious, so they don't do midnight mass or anything like that, so I might take myself off to one in the month to get my Christian fix in for the Christmas. So I hope you've enjoyed this little festive Q&A, learning a bit about my Christmas and stuff like that. I'd love to know what some of your traditions are, and maybe so you can add those in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next upload. Bye!